Hello everyone, I'm Bra Mithra. I'm joined again by Jay for our monthly beta stuff. Hello Jay.
Oh, bro.
This month is the Halloween sale. Halloween
It's a little
sale's
bit of a
always
weird,
spooky ooky.
yeah, a little.
Spooky
Well, I
spooky.
don't know. I wouldn't call cheese to meet you, Lucy, very spooky.
Oh, that's true, yeah. But the spooky skeletons and spooky
Yes,
Deadheim.
there was a very spooky Deadheim
Yeah,
this
spooky.
time, but we're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
Well, I was just describing Halloween, Jay.
It is. It is
Uh
a very lantern, a very jack-o'-lantern symbol time of year.
yeah. It's true. It's very hard to describe. So we once again have some painter scale, some new stuff, typical costume things, pumpkins, spooky pumpkins, Deadheim stuff, all the Halloween fixings. So
Random rerun of Sylvania for some reason.
yeah, the secretly hidden found Sylvania.
Yeah,
Uh,
I guess because it's Transylvania.
Spoopy. But yes, there was a lot of remasters, a lot of some surprising archival one, the Necromancer, because Spooky Ooky.
Yeah, and Necromancer boss.
Yes, and the Deadheim one, or not Deadheim, Death High Necromancer too.
No, it was just regular generic
Oh, was
Necromancer
it just regular?
archival remaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there was the new one was Black Cat Painter's Scale in resin.
The long-awaited Painter Scale Black Cat stripper pole mini.
Yes, which was shown during a Sacred
Say,
Backer Kit times, I think,
yeah, it
a
was like
long
it
time ago.
was either a backer tie kit or a Dark Herald, maybe one of those.
Yeah, very long time ago. It's long awaited. It looked neat, very cool mini. It was all resin, painter scale, very
Yep.
neat. Then the other one was the Bat.
Yes, the potentially a ringtail quarry that we've been given a resin run for.
Yes, the one that was spoken
No,
about at
sorry,
Gen
hard
Con by
plastic. It
Fulton.
is hard plastic, but I'm thinking it's a little look forward into the year 2036 and Ringtail.
Yeah, there. Yeah, who knows when it will be, but very interesting. It looks amazing.
It is. It's fantastic miniature.
Yeah,
It's like it's gorgeous. It's very Kingdom Death.
yeah, very cool looking mini. No game content though, just the typical naked release. I don't think it was called a naked release, but
Yeah, it's got packaging and like an art card and everything.
So I know there's other nuance with a
uh,
naked release. Then the other there was the first beta, so we'll talk about that first. This was our costume. We usually always get costumes. This was the new costume, not a costume gear like normal, but this was the Phoenix Hunt event costume.
Phoenix Hunt reenactment.
Yeah.
Hunt reenactment is a core selling event, and this one adds like a little addendum, a little alternate path to that, which is cool.
Yes. This is another beta card for the beta pile.
It is firmly in the beta pile.
Firmly
it's
in the
so
beta
in the beta
pile,
pile
yep.
that there's no stop hand.
Yeah, this is a card. This is a settlement event extension, is what it's called.
Yes.
It never goes in the settlement event deck itself. It just sits in the beta pile, much like the rocker, blind rocker.
Yeah, blind rocker.
Yeah, so that vermin card. This just sits there and waits for you to draw the settlement event hunt reenactment, which is yes a core settlement event. Hunt reenactment itself is interesting. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. It's the one where you nominate your favorite and least favorite survivors.
That unfortunately implies that this very sweet, pretty-looking lady is the settlement's least favorite survivor.
Correct. Because, the least favorite one plays the monster, and the favorite one plays the hunter.
Yes.
So, when it's drawn, it says it on the back. If Phoenix is picked as the monster during settlement event hunt reenactment, use this settlement event extension in place of the default table of the settlement event. So you just don't roll it all on the normal thing. You do the normal nominations and everything. And
once you get to the table, you move to this.
Yes, and you do the monster selection and all that stuff. But once you've made those choices, then you move to this and don't use the rest of the table. So then we have Phoenix Reenactment, which is settlement event extension, which this is a very neat idea.
This I'm 100% all for.
Yeah, I think this is a great idea.
I mean, they've been getting pretty cute with the settlement events overall, like, as time has gone on.
Yeah, they've gotten better.
The water line from, what's it called? Inverted Mountain and that kind of thing.
Yes, I can't wait to see those. But yes, they've gotten better, and
Birth and Death are cool, that kind of thing.
This is a neat concept. I don't know.
The execution is like 75% there.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be neat to have a whole settlement event extension deck. I guess that's kind of neat.
Cool idea.
I would. Yeah, there's just got to be. I mean, if you're gonna, depends on how many of these you're gonna do. They're probably not gonna do too many of them, but the ones they do as the deck gets bigger and stuff. But very neat. This is very cool. So you go from the hunt event reenactment settlement event to this roll table, carrying over the 2 nominated survivors and the quarry that was chosen, which must be Phoenix. Then you roll 1d10, add +2 to the result if the survivor nominated to be the monster, which is again your least favorite survivor, has Timeless Eye.
Specifically Fighting Art Timeless Eye in case a knowledge version gets added for some reason.
Yes,
like
specifically.
Some survivalist knowledges that are the same name as Fighting Arts.
Yes, which is shown in the Black Knight seed patterns when it just says a survivor with Tumble. Because Tumble is a knowledge and a fighting art, you can have either.
A good way to do it. That's probably how they're going to do it with Starbound.
Yeah, but this one specifically says Fighting Art Timeless Eye.
Yes.
So this one, you are correct, specifically is the Fighting Art, but again, this is beta. That could get fixed, and currently there are no Timeless Eye knowledges, so...
Yeah, it's just a bit of future-proofing.
Yeah.
But,
so, let's talk about this.
Let's talk about 50% of the time it works every time.
Well, not that. I meant the we'll talk about the percentages too. I meant the fact that your least favorite to get this +2 bonus, your least favorite survivor needs to have Timeless Eye.
It's a fantastic fighting art for anyone who doesn't know. It's +1 perfect hit range.
Yes, it is a great fighting art. I would think anybody... I mean, this Timeless Eye in the core game is probably one of the better ones to sculpture. If you just have core, it is probably the best to sculpture, besides maybe like Extra Sense, but...
I would say Extra Sense, or I would go for Monster Style, but that's just me.
Yeah, well, Timeless Eye is really good if you're going like, Zamboni Gaming or your
if you're Zamboni Gaming.
Yeah.
If you're playing with
countered-weighted axe and going up. But anyway... Yeah. It's one of the better ones. It's very unlikely that your least favorite survivor is going to be the survivor with Timeless Eye.
Actually, if you're playing with Arcs and they've already gone through Vaultless for Timeless Eye.
Yes, for sure. If you're playing with Arcs, you're not going to send your least favorite survivor through Vaultless to get Timeless Eye. But... I just assume that most people will just ignore it. As funny as it is to think that that if you own this beta, going forward, anytime someone randomly gets Timeless Eye, you're just going to start throwing massive shade, metagaming shade.
The really awful part is that this chick gets bullied by her settlement.
Oh yeah, she gets bullied on purpose. Oh, you have Timeless Eye? I can't wait to bully you. Meta-wise, I'm going to metagame bully you.
You're going to get like swirly and shit. At Death High.
Yeah.
There, Poots. I've just handed it to you.
Yeah.
Death High bullying victim. Be this chick.
So, that's funny. That's just funny. I mean, you could still get the best. You don't need the +2, but the +2 really helps you get to the best thing. And now
Like,
we'll talk about the +2 really helps. Why, Jay?
because 50% of the time it works every time.
Yes, 50% of the time this is not good. The roll, I mean.
Yeah. The 1 to 5 result. It involves one of Bra's least favorite disorders.
Yeah.
So on a 1 to 5, trip and collapse. The Phoenix stumbles headfirst into the survivor's raised weapon. The survivor nominated to be the monster is dead. The survivor nominated to be the hunter gains ichnophobia, which is you can't depart with. I think axes, daggers, swords, spears.
I think it's just
guitar.
you can't activate.
Maybe, but it's the no pointy objects.
It might not even be depart. It might just be you cannot have in your gear grid.
Maybe you might have to throw it away.
Yeah, you might have to throw it away. I forget exactly what it is, but yeah, it's really harsh. You can. It's basically it doesn't say like it's not narrative. It labels them out specifically what you can't have. So you could still get around it with like clubs. Twilight Sword gets around it because that's not listed. Scimitars would because it's not listed.
Sides.
Yeah.
But like if your favorite survivor is your dagger master, your SOL.
Yeah, which is probably pretty high, right? Your favorite, if you're playing this rules as written, doing it actually as you say you're going to nominate them. Actually,
and like your Qatar master is doing numbers.
Yeah, they're going to be your favorite, right? So that sucks, but it is what it is. Next, the 6, 7, 8, 9 result is a split. Does the settlement have forbidden dance? If yes, if no. So yes is a rousing dance of feathers and blades. The survivor nominated to be the monster gains +1 permanent evasion. The survivor nominated to be the hunter gains +1 weapon proficiency level. Great.
If +1 evasion is so good,
that is
it's not even funny.
Yeah. But again, remember it's going on your least favorite survivor. So if you're I know, yeah. So if you're playing this as again, this is really like the most vibey of vibe things because you're going to want to do this, right? Because you paid for it. I highly encourage you to use it, especially if you paid for it. If you had the beta, you definitely want to use it. This is one of those things I would just ignore that because
you just nominate 2 survivors.
Just nominate 2 survivors and hopefully make the one with time aside be the monster. Because if if it's literally going to be your least favorite survivor, it's probably going to be someone who's messed you up in what you were doing.
Yeah,
so they're
like Johnny No Legs.
Yeah, or someone who's blind or something because they totally messed up your plan. It's someone who's like done something while you were playing that you didn't like, or got themselves Fear of the Dark or something and had a really bad time.
Or like
got King's Cursed.
Guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So
King's Curse.
Yeah. So, you know.
But like more reasonably, you'll have someone with Timeless Eye and someone with 9 weapon proficiency.
Yeah, but I mean, your favorite, and then again, your favorite, the one who's a hunter, your favorite survivor getting +1 weapon proficiency, again, like you said, your favorite survivor is probably going to be someone who's you've been using the whole time, probably is a master. So,
yeah.
I think you should just ignore that. But it is worth mentioning because it's rules as written, so.
Yeah. But possibly even better is if you don't have Forbidden Dance.
Yes!
The poignant performance sparks a communal fervor. The settlement gains the Forbidden Dance innovation, just for free. Doesn't matter if you have anything. The survivor nominated to be the monster may endeavor there for free, which is kind of insane.
Yeah.
Because you can get +1 movement.
Mm-hmm. Or just King Step if you're not using Kingsman. Because
King Step.
King Step is still good.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Then we go to the...
Free innovations are always like my cup of tea. As a resident Gorm Hobble lover.
Oh yeah. Hey, we're going to see another free innovation soon.
Yeah, that's true.
So then we get to 10 and the 12. 10 through 12 result. 10, 11, 12 is what I meant to say. This is, again, because you're going to need to nat 10 this rolling. or you want the +2. Yeah. Timeless rendition of Glorious Struggle. Hearts race and pride swells. The settlement gains the following departing bonus. And then you record this on your settlement record sheet. Yes, Rite of Passage Phoenix. So it's a rite of passage is its own thing. And then
It's
this
its
one,
own kind of like keyword.
yeah, it's like a sculpture, pretty much. It's like sculpture innovation. And then the type that it is Phoenix.
Yes.
When a survivor departs to hunt a Phoenix, they roll 1d10. On a 7+, they gain +1 courage and +1 permanent luck. Limit once per lifetime. So that means... Oh, and the settlement may only have one rite of passage, which again, the rite of passage itself is its own thing, and then this one happens to be the Phoenix. So you can't have, like, rite of passage lion, for example, or something.
I'm sure down the line we'll get lots of these. Or I hope, at least. I should say that. I really legitimately hope we get more of this kind of thing with the rites of passage. Because they're cool. However...
I would hope, if you're going to do this, right... This is the dream. Well, we'll finish talking about the rites of passage, and I'll talk about how I hope this translates in the future.
Yes.
So, rite of passage Phoenix, how it's worded, again, it's whenever anybody. So if you depart to hunt a Phoenix, if you're using scouts, you're going to send 5 people out. That means 5 survivors are going to roll the d10. Anyone who gets a 7+ is going to gain the courage and the permanent luck. But the roll itself is limit once per lifetime.
Yes, they're different clauses.
They're different clauses. Not the game. Yes. So if you roll a 6 or lower, that's it. You're done. You can't do this again.
Yeah. So
you'll have to note that like you made the roll on rite of passage. You've rite of passage rolled or whatever.
Yeah, like 40% odds aren't awful, but you get one shot, or I guess you can re-roll it.
No, I mean, yeah, you'd probably re-roll this. It's a permanent luck. Let's go.
Permanent luck, yeah.
Yeah. You definitely re-roll this. You have
re-roll tokens.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because it's when you depart. So you could, like, you're still in the settlement.
Yeah, I guess you are still in the settlement, so you could use, like, Crimson Jewel.
Yep. So, definitely cool. Now, so how I would like to see this, and I agree with you 100%, how I would like to see this would be next year. You know how we had, they weren't re-released this year. Maybe they were and I just missed it. But remember how we had, like, the costumes, where it was, like, Croc,
yeah.
Croc.
The package.
The package.
They were actually,
right?
They were actually re-released this year.
Yes. How I would like to see this is an Echoes thing.
Yeah, like
you get a group of 4, and they all have these hunt reenactment things, and that way you get a bulk of rites of passage.
Or like actors of trick-or-treaters of death. Why not?
Yeah, just the costumes. Just do the feet, because what we've seen now is like, so you do core, right? Because we've seen Lion. Well, I don't know if you want to redo them. That's the other thing that's hard, because they've already done Lion costume and stuff, but I would hope in a package bundle is how I would hope you'd get this. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Next, the actual white box. The actual non-beta one, which was Brave and Hollow, which was said to be... This was teased at Gen Con, so...
Yes. I believe the full title is, technically speaking, Brave and Hollow Journey to Deadheim.
I think that's what it says on the box. Yes.
Yeah. So, going right into it, because this is some, like, kind of interesting shit, because it's a little bit of an epilogue for one of the, possibly 2 of the Millennium endings.
Yes, this is directly tied to Millennium Butcher. I don't know how it's exactly tied. It's just, these are 2 characters from Millennium Butcher. Well, if you want to read the lore, go ahead.
Yeah. So, declining to wish upon a frozen star, the brave sets out to fulfill his own wish. He carries Hollow's husk upon his back, journeying to Deadheim to restore the spark of light to her twisted remains. Strange fires in the sky guide him to the pitted field of freshly dug graves. Brave steals curiously growing seeds from the rot-fuming barrows in a vain hope they will grow into something useful.
Yep. Very neat. Lots of lore connotations. Interestingly, even the model itself reveals lore outside of the lore blurb. The model includes 2 heads for Brave.
And 2 hands, actually.
Yes. One is the one holding the lantern. The other one's wearing his glove, so that you only get the one that's with the lantern.
Yeah.
It goes from flesh to skeleton, or
old
from
spooky
regular to
skull.
spoopy.
Yes. The spoopification.
Yeah, which is neat. I haven't decided exactly which one I'm going to put on it yet. Probably the skull face, because that's unique.
It is, but even without the skull, he doesn't have, like, eyes.
Yeah, the
Like, his eyes are covered, which
Yep.
is kind of a unique thing as far as APG goes.
Brave's a cool character. Lots of cool stuff. Deadheim's an
Brave's
interesting
interesting.
thing. There's lots of lore we could talk about, but that's a whole nother video.
That's a Millennium.
That's
lore
a whole
breakdown.
nother thing. So, let's talk about what you get. Now, this is a bigger. It's still technically one mini, right? Technically, it's one mini. It's just Brave carrying Hollow's on his back, Hollow's husk.
Yes. I would use that as an actual gameplay mini.
Yes,
personally.
so would I. But the white box is 40 USD, not 30.
Yeah.
So it's probably because it has the seed patterns and it's a bigger mini. I don't know. It's just not the regular
Larger
price.
mini, there's 3 seed patterns.
It also has a bigger,
manufacturing
spookier box. Maybe it's the big, spoopy box that we're paying.
It is.
It's-
It
yeah.
might be the fancy orange tissue paper.
That's true.
And the yeah.
So let's talk about the 3 seed patterns that are in Brave and Hollow. We have 2 Pumpkins.
Yes. Delicious, not jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. 'Cause they're
Yes, not jack-o'-lantern, just the regular pumpkins.
for eating.
And a sword. So, let's do the sword first, because
Sure.
that's the one. The sword requires the pumpkins, pretty much.
More or less. Or I think the Deadheim vestments let you doom yourself or something like that.
Yeah, the carrot, too. There's Easter carrot. I forget what it's called. Root. I forget what that carrot's called, but yeah.
The ancient root.
Ancient root, that's it, yeah. So there's other ways you could doom yourself. Either way, well, speaking of, so the sword has doombound.
Wow, it's almost like we were leading into that.
Yeah,
segue.
yeah. So let's do Sword of Doom, that's what it's called.
Just a little.
It's a 1 bone from a node 2, and then...
It's a era 2.
Yeah, era 2, so 1 bone from your node 2 quarrying or whatever.
Right.
And then 2 broken lanterns, so not scrap, specifically
Yeah,
broken
specifically
lanterns.
the Broken Lantern generic resource, which is, thank Christ.
Yeah, and then you just need a survivor with Analyze. This is very cheap for what it is.
Extremely cheap.
It's
But
extremely
the trade-off
cheap.
is doombound, as you've pointed out.
Yes, this has Doombound. Then when you make this, a survivor
Yeah.
just gets it's the survivor with Analyze. So any survivor with Analyze becomes possessed, which is also good because if you got Urza, you needed a possessed survivor, so it's good.
Yes.
I think the seed is pretty cool. The seed pattern itself, the Doom
Yeah,
or
it's
sort
easy
of
to
Doom.
have. It's fairly early game.
Yeah. Well, it's something. Sort of Doom.
I wouldn't. It's not bad.
It's 2 speed, 5+ accuracy, 5 strength. So the 5 accuracy is great.
Good stat line. Good stat line.
It's
for,
good stat
like,
line.
two-ish.
The 5 strength's just same as Scrap Sword, so I think Scrap Sword's actually 3 now that I think about it, but either way, you can't rely on this weapon, but I mean, unless you have a very good way of dooming yourself, which we'll talk about.
Maybe if you're a weapon master and you have like 8 swords on.
Yeah, you're probably going to need another weapon to attack with. The nice thing about this is you can make this very easily. If you're going to get survivors with Analyze, it's probably going to happen in the very beginning. That's probably when you're going to start to get them, because you're going to do it by accident. Otherwise, you really want to be focusing on getting matchmakers and stuff. But because Analyze is not
Understanding.
It's understanding. You're probably going to get Graves and Saga, and then you're never going to get Analyze because you need to be on the hunt for Analyze. Or is it Showdown for Analyze?
Showdown for Analyze.
Yeah, so you're eventually it's going to be harder and harder to get Analyze.
Yeah, even off the top of my head, the only fights that give understanding I can really think of
Lion.
is Lion.
Yeah. I think Croc does too.
Maybe.
I'd have to think, but
But for the actual sword gear rules, it is Doombound and Deadly 2. Deadly 2 is solid.
yep.
And when you spend a Doom token to activate this weapon, roll 1d10 on a 6+, place a good Doom token on this gear. So, Doombound Rawhide.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this isn't a great Doombound weapon. Like,
It's not as good as the Scythe.
well, I mean,
but
it's not even like super high powered. Like, if this wasn't Doombound, I don't even know how long you would use this. You know what I mean?
Deadly 2 is pretty solid.
Well, yeah, but you'd replace this eventually.
Sure.
Whereas, like the other Doombound weapons we've seen, the Scythe and what was it? There was another sword too, wasn't there?
No, I think it was just the Scythe.
Is it just the Scythe? All right.
Maybe,
Well,
yeah, don't quote me on that.
you're not replacing that Scythe.
No, that Scythe is a little goofy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, Scrap Sword's a little bit worse than this with Deadly 1. This is Deadly 2, which Deadly 2 is pretty powerful. I don't know if it's Doombound powerful, but I guess since this Doombound can refresh itself, you might be able to rely on it. But
It's like intended to be antelope power level, so I think it's pretty on par with like Beast Knucks.
yeah, but you got to remember this is let's say you don't refresh the Doom token, right? And you bring this to Butcher. Well, he's got no crits, so do you even bring this because he got no crits? Probably not. Right? Because you're not going to wait around for you to get doomed by chance.
Right, you bring this to like a lion.
Yeah, it's Deadly 2 is what you're looking to proc it on. So you want to fight something with crits. So that's what you're looking for, right?
Yes.
So, I think it's okay. I think Sword of Doom is okay. I think the fact that you can make it so early is a win. I think that's probably what makes the Doombound worth it, because you can make this so early.
You literally go and kill antelopes for resources with it.
Yeah. I think this will get outpaced eventually, and then eventually if you play Graves with Saga, you're going to run into problems getting Analyze. So, build it quick.
Yes.
Now let's talk about Brave Link Pumpkin and Hollow Link Pumpkin. We're going to talk about them at the same time because they both basically do the same thing, and then we'll talk about the seeds.
Like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, so the Hollow Link Pumpkin, this one is consume, become doomed until the end of round, and then add 1 to all hit locations. This does not have a limit on it, so this one you could repeatedly doom yourself. So Hollow Link Pumpkin is a method of dooming yourself at will, which is really good.
It's a little more on demand.
Yeah, and then Brave Link Pumpkin is consume, become doomed until the end of the round, gain survival equal to your courage, and then this is limit once per showdown. So with the Brave Link Pumpkin, you can't repeatedly doom yourself, so this one you're dooming yourself and then relying on the Sword of Doom itself to feed its dooming. Whereas the Hollow Link, if you fail with if the Sword of Doom fails to refresh itself, you can always redoom yourself. So the Hollow Link Pumpkin's the better one.
I think it's also just in general the better effect.
Oh, for sure.
I think it's a stronger effect, even like regardless of it being limited.
Yep, for sure. The Brave Link Pumpkin is not bad. It's better in the end game once you've gotten Saga and stuff, where you're always going to have someone departing with at least 3 courage, 2 or 3 courage. So then you're always getting refreshed.
It's probably definitely better than like Seasoned Monster Mage, sure.
Oh yeah, it's still good. I think these would have been fantastic had they had the lantern keyword on them.
It'd be helpful.
It'd be helpful, because then you could use them as lanterns, since they are technically kind of like jack-o'-lanterns, but they're not, I guess. That would have made them a lot better, but
I think these are kind of lore implying that Hollow and Brave are both dead, unfortunately.
Oh, it definitely is. We'll talk about the seeds. But, so those are the two pumpkins. I know we're going to talk about them at the same time, but they're basically as Jay said, they're two sides of the same coin. These are your methods to doom yourself.
Like, even the seeds are two sides of the same coin.
Yes, so that's why we're doing this a little bit awkwardly by talking about both of them at the same time. So Hollow Link Pumpkin, I think Hollow Link Pumpkin's actually fantastic. Brave Link, I think, is okay. But Hollow Link Pumpkin is absolutely fantastic. You would use this even without the need for dooming yourself. You would just use this
at the end of your like act, you'll surge and use it.
Yeah, eventually, right? Eventually, maybe in the future of Kingdom Death, the game will just suddenly throw a bunch of keen monsters at us at node 3s and 4s, or higher level monsters, right?
Possible.
To
I
to
hope
get
not.
rid of evasion, right? And maybe eventually in Kingdom Death, maybe there'll be a reason to armor soak. Right now, armor soaking is not great because of after effect triggers and hit triggers. You don't want to be taking those. But in a world where you have to armor soak, this is amazing.
Yes.
So
Or like, I think the more stuff that you're fighting with like vibration effects, because vibration spreads out.
yeah, that's true. The vibration damage. Yep. This is amazing. I think HoloLink Pumpkin has a very bright future, and it could be one of those like what's one now? Like not really anymore, but here I'll say like Ringtail Vixen, the white box Ringtail Vixen. Everybody likes that bookmark for intimacy.
Yes.
I think this HoloLink Pumpkin is a very good item that maybe people will always be looking for.
Yeah, you can pull it.
So let's talk about how you get Bravelink Pumpkin and HoloLink Pumpkin, the seed
Yes.
patterns. So
They're both
Bravelink,
arrow 1.
go ahead, do Bravelink and then HoloLink.
They're both arrow 1. Bravelink. It's positive seed pattern 46. These are all positive seed patterns, so they're canon. The ingredients are 1 black lichen and 1 fresh acanthus, which is kind of steep.
For Bravelink.
Yes, for Bravelink. For HoloLink, it is 1 Endeavor and 1 Founding Stone. Bravelink needs Graves. HoloLink needs Cannibalize. Bravelink needs a survivor with 5 courage to have died the previous lantern year.
Correct.
HoloLink, a survivor with 0 courage is killed to craft it, and you gain the sacrifice innovation from crafting it. It's a consequence, and they both need a sickle as tools. They're kind of weird recipes.
Yeah. So let's talk about Bravelink and the weirdness there. Which you pointed out correctly, hooray!
Yeah.
Is minutia. It's very like right. They have to have died the year prior to when you want to craft this.
Yes.
Now, when we say year prior, that's because when you return to the settlement, but from after fighting something, technically the year
That's when
changes.
the lantern year ticks up.
Correct. So if you have a survivor die with 5+ courage and you're on a special showdown, whoopsie, they didn't die last.
Grab it next year.
Yeah, you'd have to craft it next year, right? So that's just something you have to keep track of, or you kill them. If say you just kill someone with a -1 population or something, track it that you need to build it the next year.
You put like a little reminder, sticky note.
Yeah, I mean this is very minutia, and then the other thing that's very minutia is they need to die because it's graves, meaning they can't be a savior or something. They can't cease to exist. They can't be exiled. They can't leave the settlement.
Basically, only if
Your death principle needs a trigger.
Rocks. Yeah.
Yep. So,
Yes.
But anyway,
HoloLink's also kind of weird.
Bravelink is something you're pretty much never going to not make this. Now, the thing that's interesting about this is it requires Black Lichen, which kind of defeats the purpose because, like I said, with Sword of Doom, you want to be making that as fast as you can.
Yes.
Bravelink Pumpkin's delayed by Black Lichen. Like, you need to kill level 3.
Significantly. Yeah.
Not super delayed, right? I mean, if you're playing with Arcs, you could juice up Crocs and Smog pretty quick.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But
like,
it's
like by game design, you're going to be hunting level 3s around like Lantern Year
like 15.
16.
Yeah.
Like 14 to 16.
Post-hand.
Start. Yeah.
Post-hand. It's a post-hand world. But it's just a little dichotomy, like a disassociation there. Like with you want to build Sword of Doom.
Dichotometric, yeah.
Yeah, Sword of Doom you want to build quickly, but Bravelink Pumpkin you can't. So Bravelink Pumpkin's the juice that feeds Sword of Doom. Kind of odd, but once you get the combo online, pretty good, I guess. Now HoloLink.
HoloLink just costs an Endeavor and a Founding Stone, so
the true cost is taking Cannibalize.
Yes.
Now, this is the same. Now, this is the same weird little oddity that I mentioned with Sword of Doom, where if you take Graves and have Saga, you're just not going to get Analyze anymore because all your newborns and stuff are going to be born as Tinkers.
If you take Saga, all your
survivors can be born with courage. Yeah, you're not going to have very many survivors with 0 courage. So, luckily, this one you can easily make this well before. I mean, you could make Howling Pumpkin. Howling Pumpkin is sick. All right, you take Cannibalize.
You're a big fan.
This is like, you take Cannibalize, and then you do this. Like if you die, I mean, again, it's a seed pattern. So remember, these are universal seeds, so they go in your seed pattern deck. So you have to draw it. But if you're living the dream, and the dreams that some of us can live, sometimes there's some people out there who kill a prologue lion and instantly build Barber Surgeon and get that kit, right? Because you could get a scab if you drew a scrap.
I suppose
it's possible.
Technically.
If you top deck Hollow Link Lantern and you took Cannibalize and you could get Hollow Link Pumpkin year 2 or something.
Yeah, it's possible. That's actually possible.
So Hollow Link Pumpkin's nuts. Hollow Link Pumpkin pulls up Cannibalize, in my opinion. If you have this in your seed deck and you draw it early, you're negating pretty much what the downsides of Cannibalize are.
It is overall, it's very similar to Elder's Aegis in the GCE, where it's like it requires the bad principle to craft, but it's a pretty damn good item.
Yeah, this is really good. I mean, if you were to get this really early, like if you had Howling Pumpkin, if you had this, like, I don't know how you'd get it online. You'd probably, the fastest way to get this online would be with grease and then leather. So you wouldn't be able to activate it in Lantern Year 2, but once you got leather online and you had this going, because you need 3, you put the grease to the right of it.
And the sickle needs ammonia to craft.
Oh yeah, you need a sickle. I forgot about that. So you need ammonia, but that's not too bad. But Howling Pumpkin, you got this. So we'll say you could probably get this realistically, and maybe get it online even
4 to 6.
Pre Nemesis Node 2 fight. So pre Lantern Year 8, you could get this online. And this is crazy. If you're doing this, you could just put this on like your tank, go fight some Smogs, and just do this. Just stand there and tank one of the Smogs when they do their harmonies. Because you're free.
Just standing there.
Yeah, just stand there and tank them. Howling Pumpkin's cool. So, really cool. I really like this box.
Yeah.
I know, Jay, you also bought the box. I bought the box.
Did.
Lots of people bought the box. This is it's a good one.
Fiddly. There's a lot of little fiddly parts.
I haven't tried to put it together yet, but I believe you. So that's it, right? I think this is a very good white box, very good Halloween release.
Oh, I like it a lot better than Erza, because Erza feels so out of place, like design-wise.
I think the scythe's pretty Reapery.
No, not like the gear. I mean the mini.
Oh, the mini. Okay, yeah, I get you.
I don't like that mini.
Yeah, you're standing on the books, but you're supposed to use the other one, not the painter scale. The regular just Urza with the scythe on her back. But, yeah, I think this one's really cool. I like it. I think it's very versatile. Even outstays its, like, gimmick. I think you could get use of these 2 pumpkins all the time. Sword of Doom probably all the time.
Like the sleeper hit here.
Yeah. I think the 2 pumpkins outshine the gimmick of just getting you doomed. I think they get you doomed, and they do good enough stuff if you get them quickly, because you can build them very, very quick. Asides for the Brave Link that needs Black Lichen, but not too bad. Should be another video up on my channel soon about Black Friday and buying stuff. So Black Friday's coming. Thank you so much for joining me, Jay.
You as always for having me.
I will see you on Black Friday. Or actually, I'll probably see you soon to stream again.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah. All right. Goodbye, everyone.